Oh, we're back.
We're back. We're back. We're back. I'm ready for our yes. Okay. So you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
That's a dope shirt. What kind of shirt is that? What does it say?
It says, please respect me like I am a white person.
Wow. Now you gotta explain to me what does that mean?
Well, it's a shirt basically to say that we are not all treated equally.
Hmm.
And I want to be treated equally. So I noticed that, you know, if you are considered white, you seem to be treated probably in a fashion that everybody would like to be treated.
Hmm. Now, would you say black people also treat white people better than black people?
Sometimes. I can definitely contest to that does happen. But I understand why it happens because we're trained every day in everything that we do to basically treat anyone who is considered white or anyone who is considered not white probably doesn't get treated as well. I know that doesn't make any sense.
Now, we're doing an interview right now,
I
and
know. I'm
no,
sorry.
it's all good. No, it's all good because I prefer things to be organic, and I'm not even I don't want to come off like reporting live from.
I got you. Like we're having a conversation.
Right.
But definitely in anything that we watch, anything that we read, the image of people, especially people who are considered black, it's very anti. It's very negative. It almost is to the point where we're considered fun entertainment or, the worst of the worst, somebody to pity or like everything's bad happening to us and it's all of our fault.
Mm, Now it's some really crazy stuff happening right now, um, especially in Baltimore. The brother Freddie Gray
Yeah,
was
right.
was slain by the Baltimore police,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody knows why or how it actually happened. But there's a riot going on. Um, could you speak to that, or like, how do you feel about what I've labeled, and a couple of other brothers from where I'm from, police terrorism, not so much brutality, but if you consider brutality or terrorism, just speak to it.
Um, well, one of the things that I think is very important for people to think about that it's not just the police.
Mm,
There's a lot of support that happens for the police to be able to do what they're able to do. So you're talking about the mayor, you're talking about the city, you're talking about the government, and including the citizens that live there. I mean, all of those entities have a part in what goes on, because when something happens that people do not like, they stop it from happening. But this is something that's been happening for a very, very long time, and just now it's getting a lot of news attention.
right.
I saw the Freddie Gray video actually this morning, and it was very difficult for me to watch. And this is one of the things that I struggle with, is because I know this is happening, but I don't like to witness it. I don't like to actually see it. And there's an argument of, should you be looking at these type of videos? There's people who feel like you shouldn't because, it tarnishes how you feel about yourself or how you feel about your people. And then on the other hand, people feel like you should be watching it because you should create some type of sensitivity to want to do something about it. So now we have a bunch of people who definitely want to do something about it with limited resources and limited power, and they're doing it in the way they feel they can.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be necessarily effective? I don't know. I haven't seen anything effective as far as a political movement or a change in a law or even a change in people's behavior from rioting. But then again, I really only saw a change when certain people in places of power decided to make a change. So how do you make that happen? I don't have the answer to that.
Right. And there seems to be a huge disconnect between the older black people and the younger black people. Like, I was watching some mainstream news earlier today, prior to this interview, and it seems like the media is pushing the microphone on older folks, and they're saying, "You young folks, you gotta pull up your pants. you guys gotta do better, represent us right, and you guys are doing wrong in regards to this rioting. But obviously the youth, they're doing things in a different way. Uh, rioting through the city, and it seems like the news have been reporting that gangs are actually joining as one. Can you speak to this, or what's your opinion on the things I just said?
Um, I have a friend who once told me that our parents' generation failed us,
Mm-hmm.
and I never understood what they meant by that. But now that you asked me that question, I do think it's important that when you speak about this subject matter, if we're talking about racism, white supremacy, you have to be very, very honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like probably my parents' generation didn't want to be so honest about it for the same reasons I said about watching those videos about Black men being killed or brutalized by the police.
Mm-hmm.
Because they think if they talk about those things, the negative things, then it's going to make us angry. And they don't want us to be angry because they don't want, bad things to happen. So they think things will be better if you just pretend as if everything's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that's a way of coping through things, but it's not a healthy way of actually things getting better. So we have this generation of people who feel like everything's fine because it wasn't like our parents' generation, but obviously it's not. It's probably more refined than what happened in our parents' generation, but things, in my opinion, have not gotten better. I always use the scenario of you can't argue that someone being raped every day is better treatment because they live inside of the house than someone getting beaten every day while they work outside of the house. Like, you can't make the comparison. They're both wrong. They're both bad. I can't argue that one's better than the other. And I feel it's the same thing going on with our time period, like pre-civil rights movement to 2015.
Wow. Now I wonder, do you think that there's actually solutions or remedy to these type of interactions between Black folk or especially Black men, and police? Like, what is what are the problems? Why are these things happening? Are do white cops, are they just KKK members in cloak, or like why is this thing? Why are these killings happening so frequently to Black folks? And is there an actual solution? What would you say?
I mean, I don't think that our problem is just with like people who are probably a member of a KKK or somebody who is like I guess you would call them extremists,
Mm-hmm.
because that is such a small percentage of people. And from what I know, they don't make moves, or I'll say hold positions of power in every single jury, in every single courthouse, in like the presidential cabinet. Like, I don't think they're not, I'm not saying that they're not there, but we're talking about a whole system that everyone functions in. So I'll say, from the perspective of being someone who is considered to be Black, I mean, the best thing I feel like we need to start doing right now is educate ourselves on how this system works so we can figure out how we need to maneuver through it. Because right now it's kind of the blind leading the blind. There's a lot of people who don't really understand or take the time to understand how things really work. So once you do that, then you can move forward. And understanding that it is a system and asking questions, and who has all the answers to the questions? Probably people who practice in the system. And a lot of us are scared to ask questions. And one of the things that my web series pretty much focuses on is like asking these questions. If you have white friends, ask them questions. I have conversations with people, I'll say like even family members, that say, some of these Black people brought this upon themselves. Well, what I would like to know is, can you explain to me how I cannot bring it upon myself? Is it the way I dress? Is it the way I speak?
Mm.
Because if I look at 1960, the people who were getting water hosed were wearing suits and ties. So obviously that's not the answer,
Right.
but keep asking more and more and more. Like, use your critical thinking. Like, really, really dissect what is really going on till you get to the root of it. I find also when you ask these questions, you go around and around in a circle. And I feel like that within itself is mistreating me. You're going to go, I'm asking you for help, and you send me around and around, and you never give me an answer. Why are you doing that?
That's good. I like listening to hip hop, and the recent hip hop songs from, let's say, like a Kendrick Lamar or Wale, a lot of it is talking about bringing the attention on self. Everything starts within self. A rap lyric, vaguely speaking, would say, how could I complain, or how could I talk about, let's say, police terrorism, but I'm not talking about gang violence, or what they like to call black on black crime. I don't actually subscribe to that, but I'm hearing that a lot in songs, and I'm a big supporter of both artists. I like both artists, but when I hear that, I don't know how to really feel. I'm still half and half on that. How do you feel?
I think that goes back to educating ourselves on what a system is, or what the system of racism or the system of white supremacy is. If you ever notice, when you look at people who have a platform, especially people who aren't white that are on a platform to talk about race, very often it's accepted to give a message that says it's your fault. It's always accepted. Like, but I've never seen a platform where someone has been raped and she says, you know what, it's my fault.
That's deep. That's deep.
Like, I've never seen that, but it's okay to say, like, when it comes to being a victim of racism, and like, definitely, like, hands down, like, Black people probably suffer from that the most. It's okay for them to say it's their fault and they have a part in it. But anything else I can ever think of, I don't recall them allowing the victim to say it's your fault.
Okay, now, first of all, we got to say who you are.
I thought you were just going to, like, cut and edit that. Hey, what's up? Ericka Harden, creator of C.A.K.E, the series.
Yes. I'm a big supporter of C.A.K.E, the series. When I first saw it on the YouTube, I thought it was actually a rebroadcast of, like, a regular mainstream show, because the quality was just so good,
Wow, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Can you talk about the quality and production at all? I have my camera, I do my thing, but your quality is off the charts. It's
oh my goodness. Yeah. Thank you. Well, I definitely didn't do it alone. I had probably 3 different camera people that I worked with. The main person I work with, his name is Advice. All the post-production I handle myself, so I'm new to it, so I appreciate you telling me the quality is great. There's some areas that I could use some help on, but all the editing and stuff I pretty much handled.
Speak on what does C.A.K.E, the series mean? Actually, what is that? Why
okay, so C.A.K.E is an acronym which stands for Covert Action to Kill Extinction. I know that's a mouthful, right?
Yeah.
But it's pretty much like a covert, an underground, secret agency that is trying to kill the extinction of themselves, or extinction of Black culture, or extinction of what is known as Black people.
We're in a good time, and I think that a lot of people complain about what's on TV. I think we're in a special time where we don't even have to mention what's on TV anymore. We could watch C.A.K.E, the series, or they can watch Ready for R or something else. And
the best part is both of those shows, Ready for R and C.A.K.E, the series, are free.
Yeah, they're free.
$99.
Yeah, they're free for now. For now.
All this knowledge for free right now.
Yeah,
so
that's
take
true.
Advantage.
Yeah, please, people, take advantage. And I would say help Ericka out, donate, and if she has something to actually purchase, if she's gonna sell the actual series and or footage, support her, as well as myself. We need it.
Yeah, we need it.
We need it.
I'm sorry not to cut you off, but you were saying something.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about the character. He was listening to a song called New Slaves, and it was like a truth serum. Right, and I like that part right there was just so powerful because it was like just raw truth in regards to symbolically their role in society. He was talking to a black woman saying that I want you to do all the work, and then I'll come in, I'll swoop in and take credit. And she was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And it was just like, "Why am I saying this?" And he was also in the sun, and he couldn't take it. So it was for me being a fruitarian, all those type of stuff. It was like really, it was more deep than I don't know if everyone actually realized.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice? Like, do you think you could be able to handle it if people could be that honest?
I consider myself to be a very honest person. The world, I don't know. I don't know. I think if everyone was honest, the world would change immediately. Like that would be as what the acronym for CAKE. If we're all honest, we could move forward really quickly.
Yeah.
So.
Or we'd just be mad at each other and stop talking. I mean, it goes both ways, right?
That's true. That is true. Some people can't or don't like the truth, but I think when people are honest, even if they don't like it, it's respected. Well, sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a mouthful. Like, just respect it and be open to it, because I think a lot of people don't want to hear these things, or they don't respect it. They want to live in a fantasy. And I'm playing with the idea of, well, what if that wasn't the case? Like, what if you have the opportunity to hear everything that you ever wanted to know? Like, I mean, I think that's the only way you can move forward is when you have new information, you can make new decisions, right?
Right.
So.
Right. So yes, we're on the truth team and waking folks up. With CAKE the series, and ready for R. I really like this show. It's a funny show, and it's not too preachy. It's like a sitcom. It's really good. People need to see this show.
Awesome, thank you. We'll talk about that.
Yes. I think I've asked all my questions and everything. We could probably just keep talking if you wanted to. We could do that.
So I have a question for you. Like, obviously you like comedy.
Yes.
Like stuff.
Yes.
So like, how do you feel about like some of the comedy or comedians that you listen to, especially like when, because I was thinking about this today, like you have people who, like, under the umbrella of comedy, they think it's okay to say whatever, right? And like just recently, Adam Sandler had a bunch of natives walk off set because they felt like they were being disrespected or their elders were being disrespected. Like, do you feel like comedy is like, gives you a pass to, like, say whatever, or that's all right, or like,
That's a toughie. Like, stand up, possibly yes. Because I like Corey Holcomb. And Corey is a raunchy person. He's a real person, and his comedy's like really up front, with no holds barred. So I can appreciate that. I don't know what Adam Sandler actually said to the said natives, but they have a right to feel offended, and they have a right to walk off a stage. But I do think comedy, you should have a pass to say what you want. I think so. There needs to, as they say, freedom of speech. I think comedy, you should be able to. But then when you go into a movie and all of that type of stuff, it gets kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little different between stand-up. You know what? I would like to be able to say whatever I want at all times. That's personally, I would like to say whatever I want. But I think people have a right to feel offended, or whatever. I think, I think freedom of speech is important. You know what I mean? How do you feel about that?
I was thinking about it because, I mean, of course, like I'm going down this road where, people should be open and honest. And in a way,
Mm-hmm.
I like it because I don't care what people say, like, but I do take notes.
Right.
And I feel like it's very strange to me when people like laid out who they are,
Mm-hmm.
disrespect you, but you still love them and respect them and will bow down to them.
Mm.
I don't understand that concept. Like, because I feel like there's a lot of people who pretty much laid out, that they don't like your kind or they don't like you. Like, and you can even say the same thing with like women dating men. Like, they pretty much laid out who they are,
Right.
but still, like, why do you still choose to follow that person and feel like you need to defend that person when they obviously like laid out they wouldn't defend you? That's the part that I just get a little confused about.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to relations, I don't know. I think it's every relation has its own intricacies or its own. Like, I would have to think about why the people together. Could it be a status thing? Like, why would someone accept disrespect? I mean, like personally, I couldn't accept disrespect. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so if a man is mistreating a woman and she's accepting it and defending it, it could be a position like maybe the man has a particular status and she doesn't know any other options to go, or you know what I mean. So there's a lot of discrepancies in that per se. Or even like in regards to the Adam Sandler is like if those Native Americans are financially fit, they don't have to worry about getting a job from an Adam Sandler. They can just live within themselves and they don't need to take disrespect because that's what it really goes like self sufficiency or self autonomy. So a lot of times, especially in the said black communities, uh, people are subjected to certain things, and because they don't have the finances to speak or they're not bosses of what they're doing, they just take disrespect and they actually justify it or they coon about it. They just it's an unfortunate situation. That's why on my personal campaign, if anybody follows me on Ready for R or my Facebook, I always talk about being a boss, being a boss. Very similar to like what Dame Dash talks about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's important for us in regards to the revolution to transition from working for other people and being bosses and doing partnerships.
Yeah.
Like you're a boss of what you do, I'm a boss of what I do, and we can come together to help each other. But I don't necessarily have to work for you. You know what I mean? Unless it's a particular job and we're doing it for a particular time period. But I don't have to wait and hand and foot for you. We can just come together and build partnerships. I think that's the most important thing.
And it's the more ways you can find to cut the strings to function in your own world, your own circle. Like you're less dependent on having to receive that. And I totally get that. That makes lots of sense.
Right. Exactly.
There were like more avenues to do it besides making T-shirts and and mixtapes. That would be nice.
We gotta.
I mean, we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. We have to, like you said, it takes education and it takes application, and we have to. It takes sacrifice too. You know what I mean? It takes somebody who has some knowledge to teach somebody else and not really be worried about losing their position. On my personal journey, I talk about the health a lot. Not so much because I want to lose weight, because it's my position that the foods we eat assist or influence our parasitic behavior. So if we eat healthier foods like fruits and vegetables, our integrity will actually raise. So I don't want to push that right now, but it is my personal revolution, and I think that if we implement that, people would do better things.
I agree. It's not even just food, but it's what you listen to, what you watch.
Yeah, it's a program.
All the activities that you do, like it all works together. Like I talk about energy. Like this is all different frequencies that affect like how you move and how you make decisions.
Right.
And it's kind of hard to avoid all those frequencies, but the most you can do. I think we can be extremely powerful.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I'm for that all the way. Like you said, it's hard, but it takes a collective to really implement, step by step how we're gonna get past this type of this victimization of self and of external energy, whether it be people or police or family members or, people, our neighbors. We're going to take a collective. And I think we have to create a new value system, because right now I think there's a sentiment that because I'm black and you're black, things are just going to work out. And I think that rhetoric is old. So we have to really, really start to share our values more so. And it can't just be, like you said, T-shirts and mixtapes. It have to be something more solid, so we could actually build industry. Like if you have some beautiful, beautiful twists, and if I have the market for that, you could purchase it, or you could come and maybe your sister could be the hairdresser. We all share that. Our industry can, grow there. Maybe my brother will sell the T-shirts, and you could purchase the T-shirts like that, and then we could make the dollar circulate just from that. You know what I mean? Like we have to really, really share the same values to really grow.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So I want you to before we get out of here, let us know where we can find you, and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, the website.
So on Facebook,
yes,
C.A.K.E the Series. On YouTube, it's C.A.K.E the Series. On Twitter, it's C.A.K.E the Series, C.A.K.E THESERIES. And on Instagram, it's C.A.K.E the Series Web. That's how you can find me. And if you want to email me, because, I like to collaborate, if you're a producer, musician, I always need music, we can work something out. You can email me at caketheseries@gmail.com.
Yes. It was great talking to you, and let's do this more often. Maybe we could do like a collaboration thing where we address the social ills, because,
that sounds good. Yeah. I have some ideas for that.
Yes. Let's see how this does, and see if the comments are there or whatever. Let's see if they really want us to do it. We'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm with that. Now, what should we call this? This title? What do you think? Because I'm trying to get a lot of traffic. Because I
was gonna say ready for our cake, with the dots in it. I don't know. Oh, okay. I guess not.
You know what? I'll let it resonate, and I'll work on it. Yeah, I'll work on it.
All right, we'll figure out something.
Yeah, we'll figure something.
I'll text you some ideas.
Yes, we'll do that.
That come across my mind.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you. You kept it short and sweet, right?
Yeah, it was short and sweet, because my videos are way too long. My videos are way too long, and I really want to thank you for being on here, because I think Ready for Art has too much masculine energy, and in the future, yeah, like you agree, right? Yeah, I agree. I'm like,
I mean, it's growing, so it's gonna diversify and
Yeah, you know what? Let me take that back. I want to thank you to all my supporters, men and the few females that.
Men and women, because women watch too.
Yeah. Most, thank you so much, women.
The ladies watch it. I'm sure they do.
Yes. You watch it, so yeah.
See.
Yeah, these, So this video was good timing, and we're gonna get more of you on here, and more women too, because we'll see more of you.
Awesome. Female energy.
Yeah, female energy. 2015, 2016, we're gonna boost it up. Have to.
There we go.